Oh, I'm excited to see what you guys do. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, I'm excited to do. Oh, I'm so excited.
Depends on if we're all together yet or
You get,
starting separate.
I might as well tell you this before the stream really gets going yet. You guys will have known each other. You guys are all going to be together at the start of the game.
Are we part of a circle already?
Pretty much. I wouldn't call you guys a full circle considering, well, not even just a normal circle since it's a mix of solars and lunars. But yeah, pretty much you guys are a circle.
Okay.
A circle, for those who don't know, and for those who might be watching the start of the stream right now, a circle is a name of a group of Exalted who work together.
Our illustrious champion returns. Welcome home.
Oh, hey! The boosted stream is active.
Nice.
All right, guys. You need to contribute to the Boost This stream using your kobold marks. If we can boost the stream, it's going to be put on the front page of Twitch.
Curls up and hides.
Yes.
We just
And
need 28.50. I mean, 28.5.
yeah, you gotta contribute for it. You're fine, Sirio. Just contribute to this and let's get us on the front page for the first stream of Exalted. That would be awesome.
That would be. You end up being caught by the developers themselves, and they come and watch it.
We're already halfway there.
More than that. Now, Timmy, I do have the question. How would you react if the developers themselves came to this stream?
No, the fun fact, the developers for 3rd edition were huge fans of 2nd edition, and they made a crap ton of just free content that they released to everybody, so much so that they were brought on and started leading the development for 3rd edition.
We are at 53% raised. To be fair, I didn't know that there was a max.
2,000. Mm-hmm.
How do you donate it?
At the top of the stream, above the chat, you click on the community challenge and then choose contribute.
How did y'all get your portraits?
Don't worry
Did
about
you import
portraits
them?
right now.
Okay.
Please don't. We're gonna get custom art done.
Okay.
Hey, Timber's in the audience.
All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is our first stream of Exalted. I am Razim, and welcome. I will turn it over now to Timmy.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone's doing well.
Woo.
Doing fantastic.
Good, good, good. Make sure Zim gets everything set up. Okay. So then, let's hop right in. Let's have some fun, everyone. Welcome, one and all, to Exalted Tides of Madness. I'm trying to think, for our viewers today, let me give you a little insight into the world of Exalted. In the world of creation, it is a world very much unlike ours. It is a world of gods, monsters, and demons. A world where the supernatural walks hand in hand with the mundane. And is also a world of heroes. The Exalted are normal human beings who have been chosen and empowered by a fraction of a god's might to be heroes, to do things that no normal human could possibly ever dream of doing. And we follow the adventures of our little group of Exalted. If we might introduce everybody, please. And I can add in little bits to explain things to our viewers who might not know.
We'll just start in the top or the leftmost. Zelos, you don't have a character yet, so we'll skip you. So
That
reach
works.
in.
My name is Fabian Wind. I am a traveling performer that tries to protect all from the fates and wills of the wilds. A crazy place of corruption that tries to eat at the world, using my music to boister the wills and minds of the people. I bring them away from this corruption before slicing it down with the gifts granted to me by the Solar Exalt.
Solar Exalted, as he said, are the chosen of the unconquered sun, the sort of head deity in the world of creation. Everyone gives praise to this god. He is fair, just, and good, even if he might not pay as much attention to the world as he once did. His chosen are empowered to bring out their inner potential and to do things that no mortal can do. So let's go to Varric next. Thank you.
Varric Residrog. I have spent most of my life in the shadows and was trained by an elite assassin guild, and one of my fairs at one point convinced me that I had been living my life incorrectly. I had been hired to assassinate them, and it turns out that they were actually one of the best people in the city in which I had lived for my whole life. And they actually had a positive influence on my life as I was growing up as well. And from that, I turned my cloak, decided to fight for good instead. Consequently was granted the Exalted status, and now I fight for the good of all and seek to consider all aspects of a situation before taking action and attempt to dissuade others from having blind obedience and bad causes.
Thank you, Varric. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have lots of fun. And our next friend, please.
It looks like Tanya popped in at the front. Are you up for talking, Tanya?
Or you can type yours out and I can tell everybody.
That would work too. For now, we'll have Zusa do it. I hope I said your name right, Toshime.
Shusha. I am a Zenith cast, Solar Exalted, an immigrant from Thorns. Specialty archery.
Let me give some backstory for everybody. Thorns was once a great city in the east. It was a city towards the coast, but it was one of the biggest trading hubs, one of the biggest cities in that area. Everywhere went through Thorns. Until one day, a miles-tall undead abomination taking up the entire skyline appeared. And within 3 days, all of Thorns had been conquered. The dragon-blooded Exalted, who ran the city, were murdered. And the city has been taken over and is now what is known as a Shadowland, an area that connects the underworld with creation. The dead walk inside of Thorns now, while the living struggle to survive. Yeah, he got away from that.
And got a few people out of there also.
All right, let's go to Nevis. I hope I pronounced that right.
I completely spaced that was me for a moment. I am Nevis, King of Conquerors!
For those who don't know, we just watched Fate Zero, and I think he totally took something from that.
Just a little bit.
Jim's reaction is great.
Chim is double face palming at that. I am a beastman, a marten, to be precise. My tribe was living our lives peacefully in the forests when a Murphy's Law style situation came about, where the realm soldiers were marching to face a threat from the wilds, and we got caught in the middle. Both sides were more than happy to slaughter us as well as their opponent, and I exalted to defend my people. And since then, I have conquered multiple towns and regions of the realm. My army of the adorable assassins and I march forth to conquer the realm, bring it under a unified command, and then take our battle to the wilds itself. I am a lunar, by the way.
The Lunar are the chosen of Luna, the goddess of the moon, embodying change and dynamism. The Lunar Exalted can change their face, can change their species. They can be whatever they desire, with enough time and effort, of course. But those are only some of the minor tricks that the Lunar Exalted are blessed with. They have far, far more tricks up their sleeves to carry about their tasks. And
Real quick. Yes. No, adorable assassins are martens. Martens are nature's most adorable assassins. And that the adorable assassins is the name of my army. Anyways, continue.
Finally, I will read off Adaman's character for everybody. Their original name is known only to a select few. The Lunar Exalt Adamant, or Ada as she lets her friends call her, was a lowly lagomorphic beastman scout for a beastman army. They prided themselves on their speed and accuracy of their reports, keeping her allies out of harm's way by always keeping the generals well informed. But her knowledge of the battlefield led to a creeping dread and awareness that her kind wasn't supposed to have the survival rates she assured for her battalion. One day, the general decided they'd been alive too long, and despite their protests and warnings, sent them headlong into what they knew was an ambush. She had no choice to save her friends. Running as fast as her rabbit legs could carry her, she went by herself on a flank with an armload of munitions and created the biggest distraction she could, firing mortars randomly, setting fire staff bolts flying over enemy heads and making them think they were surrounded and break ranks to confront the attack. Her distraction only lasted a few moments, not enough to truly turn the tide of battle, if not for a sudden awakening, a fire in the chest, and a sudden clarity as they exalted as a lunar. And once she knew which commanders to target, her shots found their marks every time, and when she was surrounded with blades drawn, every weak spot, every vital organ, every gap in their defenses was laid out as if on parchment. And when the dust finally settled, her battalion survived, her distraction saving them from the ambush and letting them retreat. And of course, their general decided to declare this insubordination, and they were forced to flee into the wild. Today, she commands a sky fortress salvaged from the edges of the world, from the wild. The few remaining members of her original battalion now form her most trusted soldiers as she stalks the edges of the settled lands, seeking any commanders who treat their soldiers as disposable, and raining fiery hell on them with an army of drones and machines, heartless automatons to mirror their own callousness. Yes, they have a giant flying sky fortress. It's great.
Nice.
Let me drop back down real quick.
Yeah, I don't like her automatons.
What's wrong with having a soulless army?
There's no soul to it! That's the problem! There is no honor that a soulless soldier could fight for! There is no purpose to it!
Stick them in the wild. They'll get a soul eventually.
The wild, for those who wish to know, is the sea of chaos and insanity at the edges of the world. Creation is not round like our world. It is flat. It lies on a sea of chaos. The wild is anything and everything. The farther you get from creation into the depths of the wild, the more the laws of reality become guidelines, and then stop making sense at all. Where down is up is down, and left is purple. Oh, and yes, you're now a fish. Anything and everything can happen in the wild. And it is inhabited by predators.
You'll find quickly that Timmy loves his left is purple statement.
It's a fun little statement to use. But now that we've introduced our fun little cast and friends, it's time to get into the game. Also, that pun hurts. And so we begin. Adamant, do you have a name? Have you given a name to your Sky Fortress at all, or have you not bothered to try to learn the name of it? Alright, I'm going to call it the Keep for short. The Keep is, each of you would have been brought on over time. You each have been exalted for at least a year or two. You guys have been doing as you see fit. And each of you have been brought on as time has gone by. Some possibly a little bit against your will, possibly. Or other time you might have been asked or ordered by someone above you to do so for our lunar friends. But the Keep is massive. It is like a giant floating island in the sky. It is equipped with essence engines that propel it through the sky silently, as well as systems to ensure that any mortals looking up at it won't actually see it. It's not that it's actually hidden from plain sight, or it's not that it's hidden from sight. It's still clearly there in the sky. However, anyone looking at it will see it as no big deal, as though it had always been there. But the keep itself is equipped with every amenity known to creation. If you need it, it's there. It has forges. It has entire farms set within it that grow food constantly at an accelerated rate. And it has other things. Technology not seen since the fallen first stage. Technology capable of creating the miracles of the Exalted, artifacts. The mechanical wonders that Adamant uses are created within what are known as the Factory Cathedral inside of the Keep. As well as other things, some of which you probably don't even know how it works yet, as not everything is operational yet on the fort. Despite your work, the Keep is vast and large, and not every system is fully operational yet. What would you be doing on this fine day, though? It is a bright, sunny day in the east. Down below you, as you float through the sky, vast tree lines can be seen. Jungles, practically, with small villages dotted here and there, mostly seen through the openings in the tree lines. It's a fine day, though. 70s. Sun is shining high in the sky, and it seems fairly peaceful, all things considered.
I believe that I would be currently enjoying afternoon tea.
As Nevis enjoys his tea, standing beside him is a man. He looks to be in his early 20s. Very handsome. Very, very handsome. He's clad in pure black and red robes. And these robes are of the finest silk. Certainly nothing like a servant and such would have. This would be something you would expect from a very, very high-born noble to wear. And yet, he seems very casual as he pours Nevis his tea and offers him a plate of small cakes.
This is very good, yes. Very acceptable.
The man gives a soft chuckle as he smiles at Nevis. Well, of course it is. I'm the one who did it. Would you really expect something subpar from me, honestly?
No, you're definitely one of the absolute best that I have seen.
In more ways than one. Is there anything else you require of me, sir?
No. No, I think you're good.
He bows slightly to you. He has been one of your most loyal followers. His name, simply that he goes by, is Pyrrhus. You know this is an assumed name. Oh, one moment, everyone.
Now would be a good time to boost the stream.
Word of our community.
And I'm back. Sorry about that, everyone. You should have.
tales of our endeavors proliferate.
Nevis, do you do anything else after you get your tea and cakes?
Well, I mean, where are the others? That kind of is important.
Adamant is currently in their factory cathedral, working on maintaining and repairing their automatons, as well as helping to train their engineers and apprentices to be able to do it as well. Unfortunately for you, Adamant, while they are able to do the basic maintenance that you need, most of this seems like it's very far above them. Like, you can go through these actions like it's no big deal for you, but when they try to do it, they always seem to kind of mess things up a little bit. Though, they're getting the hang of it. They're able to get the basic maintenance done for you, so you don't have to bother with it.
Varric's out on the bow of the ship watching the world scroll below.
It's not a ship, I thought.
Or
You want to
fortress, is there?
You want to describe it a bit?
This, as I sort of said before, is basically like a giant flying island. The keep itself is in the center of said island. It is a massive fortress.
Ah, okay. I'd be near the edge of the island then on a pier, as Adamant says.
Yeah, there are many piers to little docks that some of the little shuttles that the fortress is equipped with to allow people to go from the island down to the ground.
I choose the busiest just to kind of observe and watch people come and go.
There are many just normal mortals going about their days. Despite everything, both Adamant and Nevis have both brought basically entire little villages with them. And there is a very thriving village itself inside of the keep that everyone lives at. Most of the basic day-to-day work, cleaning, sewing, making things, is done by these mortals for all of you.
Oh, kind of, though.
As for you, Nevis, as you said before, your soldiers are down below in a small training ground, currently drilling. Nevis is the leader of a large army, and right now, each and every single one of them is a beastman. Do you have a particular species you want them to be?
The majority of them would be Mardens. However, all of their armor would be designed like Mardens. However, he does not turn anyone away if they, swear the oath. And otherwise, yeah. He just welcomes all. So we probably got a decent variety.
Many of them flock to your banner to fight at your side against the realm, against those that would oppose and try and kill them and enslave them. Whenever you need recruits, it's not hard to get them.
Well, of course not! I am Nevis, King of Conquerors!
And what are you up to, Fabian?
I'm just in some tree somewhere on the island, probably around the back, playing my music. It might seem like I'm trying to hide away, but the music is almost heard to the very tops of the fort, and thus it's pretty easy to pick me out.
Hey, Fabian. There is a falcon watching you in a tree next to you.
Why, animals always enjoy my performances. I see nothing special about this.
This bird is pure white, and it also looks like it has a tail.
I assume it's now special.
It seems to be bobbing its head slightly in time with your music before it actually flies over to your branch, kind of pecks at you a little bit as though to get your attention, and then actually nodding its head towards the fortress itself and then taking flight towards it.
I'll shrug, finish my current song, hop down from the tree, and head towards the fort.
Nevis is going to go into the factory.
The factory itself is massive. It is easily 3 to 4 miles large, filled with all sorts of tables and materials, some of which you have no idea how that's supposed to work. And yet, there are probably a good 200 or 300 people here working at any one time.
He's gonna go find Adamant. Adamant, you in here? I think my troops could use a bit more combat practice. Are those soulless creations of yours ready for them to destroy? This voice is killing my throat.
But it's great. Adamant slowly races out of an axe's hatch, glaring at you.
It doesn't even have a soul. I mean, how can it have a name? It has no ambition to create a name for itself. This island absolutely has a soul. It flies through the skies. It's definitely got a soul. Not like those robots or whatever they are. Automatons. They're basically zombies.
Where is Zuxa at? I probably completely butchered that name. I apologize.
That's fine. It's more Shusha.
Shusha.
And I'm wandering around listening to the current scuttlebutt.
You could hear Nevis and Adamant's discussions in the factory cathedral. It is Nevis never knows how to control his tone and voice.
Just kind of chuckling, waiting outside, listening, seeing what's going to happen.
Varric, as you're standing outside, you can see a large white falcon with the tail of what probably looks like a feline, possibly, maybe a lion or a tiger, flying towards the factory cathedral section of the fortress.
Hostile, non-hostile?
Can't really tell. It looks like a bird with a cat's tail flying towards it.
I'll yell into those guys. Hey, looks like we have some sort of animal approaching.
As the glorious argument continues between Adamant and Nevis. You can hear a very faint voice yelling out to you guys that something is coming.
So, are they ready to be destroyed or not? I just need to know whether my troops are actually fighting them today or not.
Depends on whether you consider animals to be allies or enemies.
What?
We have a flying creature coming towards us.
It's probably just a bird.
As you can see, a large snow white falcon on one of the guardrails up above watching. Its cat-like tail waving from side to side. Okay. Just as Adamant climbs out of the hatch, they exist to be destroyed. Just do me a favor and aim for limbs. These cores take days to rebuild.
I make no promises.
The bird gives a loud squawk as you see it actually changing into a man in his late 20s, it looks like. Snow white hair. His body is covered with ornate, glimmering silverish blue tattoos. And on his back, he has a tail. The same snow white color, casually swaying side to side. Just as Adamant starts to head outside saying, Sasripo, I see. This man, is clad in what looks to be very casual clothing. At least that's what it looks like to you guys. His clothes almost almost ripple like liquid silver in a shirt and pants. Nevis and Adamant, you guys would both recognize this as moon silver, a magical material. The metal is literally able to reshape and morph itself to whatever the wearer sees fit. It is your specific material that lunars use most often.
So Chim just brought me a red blanket and was like, if you're being a Scander, you need his red cape.
Very good.
As Adamant says, so, you're a new face, friend or foe? He gives a laugh at that as he looks at Nevis. New face to some, old face to others. Hello, Nevis. Nevis, you recognize him. He is the lunar who actually found you and brought you in to get your tattoos. Each lunar has to be tattooed. If they do not receive those tattoos, they turn into snarling, insane monsters bent on creating havoc and death. One of the tasks the lunars assign themselves is whenever a new lunar is exalted, they try and find them and bring them in. And they have the magical abilities to do that. You do know the name he goes by, since you've met him, is Silverwing.
Hello there, Silverwing. What can I do for you today?
He's sitting up on the bar of the platform, just kind of kicking one leg back and forth. He lifts a finger towards you, as though telling you to wait. As Fabian, I assume you started following after you finished your song, as you said?
Yes, so they could probably hear me coming before I even arrive, as each step is followed by a note on a flute.
what about our other two solars? Do you guys come along as well to investigate this strange bird that appeared?
Assuming I saw it go in from the pier, yeah, very excited to
Yes.
check it out.
Yeah.
So you guys would arrive just as Fabian does to see this strange man sitting up there on the guardrail, just very casual, almost like he owns the place. As you three arrive, he nods slightly before looking at Nevis. And to answer your question, Nevis, I am here to call in a debt you owe me.
I see. And what would you have me do?
It's simple. Just carry about your task. There's a new lunar that was exalted nearby. Or at least that's what the elders told me. And we need to find him before he goes, batshit fucking crazy. I figured I might ask you to do it, considering I have other duties I need to attend to at the moment. Things are picking up in one of my little cults, and hopefully I am going to be able to bring down an entire city soon. He says this all very casually.
Ah, excellent, excellent. I will look forward to the report. I will do as you ask. Where would you like me to bring them?
And offering.
As Adamant speaks up, which direction are they in? He just looks towards Adamant. Southeast. I've been working down there. It's about, 200 miles from here, so it took me a little bit to get here. But the location is about 25 miles east, or at least that's the closest spot we got. Finding him is going to be up to you guys, though. I don't think there's a wild hunt after him, though. So you guys should be fine. But we don't know exactly how long he's been exalted for. As Adamant draws her fire pistol and fires it straight into the air, then fires it diagonally to the southeast. He just chuckles. So, here's what I'm asking. Nevis, if you could find this lunar and get him here to tattoo him, I can either send someone along, or if one of you knows how to doing. He doesn't know that, though, Adamant. He's just chuckling at it. I can have someone come by and tattoo them if you guys can get your hands on him. Or if one of you know how to do it, well, I'll let you guys take care of it. I would appreciate the help, though. And you'll find that, well, my appreciation and help can be worth quite a bit.
So, the donation goal was completed.
Oh, God!
You're welcome.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. I didn't actually think anyone would do it.
And instead it was Toshime, a player.
It's exalted. We need to have a little bit of boss music.
Oh, God. Well, we're gonna have happy fun times. I'm sorry, everybody. I am so sorry.
You made this donation goal.
Yes, you said to probably go low. I went high specifically because I didn't think anyone would go that high. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Things are just... Toshime, you've made things a lot harder for you guys. I am very curious to see what you guys are going to do now.
+5 difficulty.
It's exalted.
As he looks at Nevis, so can I trust you guys to do this? As all of you can feel the island shifting slightly as it begins to move towards its new heading.
Absolutely, I will bring them under the fold and make sure that they get tattooed. I believe we may need somebody to come by to tattoo them, but we'll take care of them.
He's going to nod. I can see about getting that taken care of. I have a traveling companion who can do it. I'll have him stay here until it's necessary.
I'm fine with helping out. I can use my music to to calm the savage beast within them.
He's going to chuckle and smile at Fabian. I like you. I hope you don't die. Adamant being with a sarcastic smirk. I talk like really good and stuff. He just smiles at Adamant before standing up. Well, I will not take up any more of your time. You guys should arrive within the next couple of hours. I bid you adieu. As he leaves off, his body shifting into the silver white falcon once more as he takes off flying.
Lunars are always so fancy with their exits.
What a fascinating person.
What was up? Sorry, I was answering a question for Zim.
Saying what a fascinating person.
And lunars are always so fancy with their exits.
That tail must have horrible aerodynamics. Nevis, you know, he does not usually... he's like the exact opposite of you. Unlike you, who goes into glorious combat, he very much manipulates things from the shadows, and he likes to make people break themselves. He's very, very good at making cities, towns, and prefectures crumble and go at each other's throats into pure anarchy.
I mean, I give them the opportunity to surrender first. And I'm all for, commander versus commander duels to determine the outcome. But yes, glorious battle.
He prefers, as he's likely argued with you many times, to not even be seen and to let others do your dirty work for you. However, you also know that despite that, he can kick ass with the best of them as well, when necessary.
Yeah, meanwhile my character goes in with gleaming gold armor, gold inlaid armor and such. It's very fancy. Very tasteful. Otherwise, otherwise my butler would have a huge fit.
As he likes to say whenever he saw that, are you wearing a please kill me sign? So do you guys do anything to prepare yourselves as you begin the journey towards this small village?
I am going to go down to the training grounds and prepare my troops, ensuring armor and weapons are cared for and in order, and getting them ready just in case we need to go into combat.
Speech, 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 speech.
I go with behind him, and as he's making sure everyone's ready, I am playing a quick and high energy tune to help prepare the men for the battle that most likely won't come.
Go Gadget dramatic background music.
Every time he raises his hand or something, the music lifts with it or quickens. As he walks, it's kind of like a moment of silence or each beat his footsteps.
To let you know, Adamant, the lunar that you guys are going for is a lunar who is newly exalted. He has not received his tattoos yet. He likely doesn't really know what he is, and if he is allowed to just stay on his own, they will eventually, by shapeshifting too much, they will eventually turn into utter abominations of... They're known as chimeras, that are just a mix of animal parts that seek to kill and destroy everything around them. The tattoos that they get, that both you and Nevis have, prevent this from happening. Also, Silverwing had them as well.
And if there is anything to learn about the village, I'll see if I can seek it out.
Okay, give me our first roll of the session. Give me lore plus intelligence.
Alright, that'd be 3 D10s.
Yep,
Forgive me, I'm kind of...
you're fine. Yep. Each of the dots that the way you roll is you take each of the dots that you have in your intelligence and each dot you have in lore, and then you'll just roll them.
Right. I think I had 9, and... what was the last one? Can you roll multiple dice?
Yep. Right click on the D10 and you'll be able to roll a number.
Ah, okay.
If you need more of an amount, then you can just right click while holding them, and each right click adds another.
Gotcha. Are these recorded somewhere?
You want to roll them in the chat.
Yeah, drop them into the chat.
I thought I did.
You did not.
Oh, into the chat window itself.
Yeah.
Yep,
Ah, okay.
that's where you want to roll it.
Ah, okay. That doesn't look good.
This is what we would call a botch.
That one.
Oh God.
Varric, according to your research, this is a vast metropolis, a place of cutting-edge technology, of art, of culture. It is a glorious, glorious place that is seen for miles in the east. But you can't seem to find a name in your research.
Off to a great start.
Anyone else want to do anything as Adamant preps 2 heavy automatons with net launchers and stun weaponry, and having them moved out to the piers to be ready to launch if needed?
I'll be grabbing both normal arrows and fouling arrows.
Okay.
I am just continuing to play ever increasingly dramatic music.
And for those of you outside, as you guys are moving in the distance, you guys can see smoke. A lot of smoke coming up from an open part of the forest.
For the end of the world spell.
Here, black, inky smoke is rising into the sky.
Oh, the training grounds, are they like underground or?
They are outside.
Okay. You said they were down below, so I was unsure if they were, like.
They are in a training, or they are a training area inside of the fortress, but open to the air.
Ah.
Edmund sees it. We're not lucky enough for that to just be a forest fire, are we? If you
Of
look
course, that's all it
closer,
is.
if you look closer, you can see it's in one of the opening of the canopies, what usually showing that it's a town or a village.
And it's not near the border marshes, right?
No, this is probably a good 10 to 15 miles from the border marches, which is the edges of creation and the wild where they touch. You got some distance between the two.
Well, Nevis will head out to see what's up.
Nevis, does anyone go with him? Adamant's already out there. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying I would.
Okay, Fabian's there. What about Varric and Shusa?
Yeah, but first I'm going to make a small prayer for our journey.
Okay.
For spirits.
And yes, as all of you come out there, you can see as you get closer, it looks like there is a village on fire down below. You're too high up right now in order to actually hear anything, but down below there is a roaring fire, and you can see a few buildings on fire as well. And it's hard to make out the little images on the ground, but it looks like there might be people running. And a lot of bodies.
Looks like a party down there.
Nevis will immediately start barking orders to his troops and getting ready to go down. There are people in need of assistance. We're going to go assist. Ready yourselves, men! Glorious battle awaits!
How high up are we?
You're probably 2 or 3 miles up in the air.
So a short jump.
I think that might hurt.
You can continue what you were going to say for Sin.
These soldiers are moving in perfect formation, getting ready to head down in the small shuttles. There's so many of them that it's going to take a little bit of time for everyone to get down there, though.
I knew I should have picked up a hero landing charm.
Is there any lake, or is it too far away?
Is there what?
Is there a lake or large body of water that one could jump in?
No. There's looks like there's a river about half a mile to the east.
Nevis will shift into a eagle form and take off, shooting down towards this clearing.
I'm assuming your little Martian animal companion is riding with you as well?
Yes.
As Adamant nods, couldn't agree more. Nev, all medics to the shuttles, fire staffs to the piers, eyes open, threat is unknown. She yells out as people begin to quickly start to assemble.
That's Nevis, King of Conquerors!
As all you hear is chirp, 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 tweet, tweet, chirp. Chirp.
Not speaking bird, I'm going to go down the shuttles.
Yeah, I think Varric's hopping on the shuttle as well.
As you guys begin to head down, as you get closer to the ground, you guys, as Adamant is also following in her own falcon form, you guys are heading down towards the ground. As you get closer, you can see people running, and you can see at least like 50 or 60 bodies already laying on the ground. But these bodies do not look like they burned to death or from smoke inhalation. As you land and are able to get out, you can see some of these bodies look like they were impaled or stabbed.
Are any of them still alive, or am I not down there yet?
It looks like all of these ones that are nearby your landing site are dead. It looks like most of them either had their throat slit or their heart stabbed through. It was very efficient.
So I'm looking at a crafty observation method charm.
Okay.
I wonder if I can use that to try to determine what exactly caused this travesty.
Sure. Yeah, you can do that. So what do you do then? What do you roll?
Well, looks like underserved physical evidence, not limited to crime scenes, normal case action, except in a couple seconds, and gains essences, automatic success, and double nines to attempt.
Okay, so you roll intelligence plus investigation.
All right.
And you
Same.
automatically get 2.
Get to a sec. How do I drop the dice but not? Okay, that's not a roll. So 7 isn't on the list. How do I roll 7 of them?
Right click.
Yep, that's not it either. I mean, I got a 5 and a 10. How can I get a 7?
After
you're
you
trying to
pick up 5, each right click should add 1.
Ah, thank you. There we go. So double nines to attempt. And
That would be a
2 automatic
botch.
successes.
No, it won't.
He's got a 1 and a 7.
The difficulty, though, is lower. So there's not much to go off of here as your eyes scan over this scene before you, but you can see that these people died very quickly, and it looks like there is a clear path through them. It's almost like they were divided between 2 lines, and the bodies go out between about 10 feet in both directions, left and right. And it looks like something went straight down the middle of them. Something sweeping out. It looks like these people died very quickly between each other.
I report this to my companions. I guess there's an obvious path going wherever it was when.
To your eyes, a normal person could not have done this, because it looks like a person would have had to move from each person to person. This looks like something just moved, slashing through as it passed by them. Or at least for the stab wounds, those are outside of the range of a normal human arm. Some of them going even out to like 7 to 10 feet away from the path that you can see in the ground, in the blood.
A whirling dervish came through here and went that away.
And it killed probably about, based on the number of bodies, it looks like 20 or 30 people, men, women, and children. and it looks like it headed north in towards the center of town.
I think that's where we're going then.
Sounds
As-
like it.
As Adamant shouts out, I shift to normal form and use Lion's voice dictates to call out if there's anyone still alive. Make sure you make your way to the banners. If you can't move, shout. Let us know where you are. Give me a charisma plus presence roll, please, and add 2 dice to your roll, plus any of the bonuses that Lion's voice dictates gives you.
In the bathroom real quick, sorry.
Worries. No worries. By the way, everyone, please blame Toshime for all this.
Nevis is getting his shifts back to his normal hybrid form. He very rarely takes on the human one, but he's got a few of those. And he will wait for his forces to land after surveying the area. And he's kind of a little eager for an upcoming battle.
This looks like it would be the work of an army to cut down this many people so quickly.
Glorious. I am channeling a little bit of Arvatos Vex into this character.
I can tell.
And I'm going to go up to one of the bodies, touch it, and activate the one mote zenith effect. And that lets me see one of their strongest intimacies.
You can see the body of a man, and as you touch it, you can see him and his family, which are currently laying nearby.
And
It
how
looks like
strong is that one?
Defining.
Okay. And I'll take that. And I can use that later on against whatever did this to them.
So everyone else, you guys see him walk over to one of the dead bodies, rest a hand on it, as a glowing sun forms on his forehead. A perfect circle forms on his forehead as golden motes of light slowly flow up his arm and into him. Alright, go ahead and make your whatever rolls you need to use for that adamant using Lion's voice command. Okay. So make your presence plus charisma roll. Yep, d10s. Each dot you have is a dice you roll. Your voice booms outwards as you yell out those words. It is like a booming crack of thunder, able to be heard for miles around. As you can hear people yelling in the deeper into this village, as well as some people are coming out of hiding and others are starting to move towards you guys. Everyone, please give me a perception plus awareness roll, or alertness, sorry. Perception plus alertness roll, please.
Awareness, do you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
God damn it, Jim! Holy crap!
Ah, damn it! Seriously! Seriously! Oh no, it's not just that. So, all of you see this as a figure looked like it had been moving towards you from one of the rooftops before it slipped and fell onto the ground. Because he botched his stealth roll, of which he had.
My bad. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Nevis is ensuring his forces are in order. He would have had some of the followers come down as well in order to tend to wounded.
So they were all getting this little site cleared up and set up, and they started feeling like something them. And then said thing that was watching them decided to punt its 13 dice stealth roll and botch it and fall over onto the ground off the rooftop it had been hiding on.
Surprise!
Delightful.
Surprise, bitch! Thunk.
Nevis already has his spear at the ready.
It's less of a fall and more of a crash. There is now a large crater in the ground near one of the buildings.
Nevis will go over and investigate the crater.
Give me a perception awareness roll.
Ooh.
All right, give me a dex plus dodge roll or a dex plus melee roll. How would you avoid a long, thin, tail-like blade suddenly shooting out of the crater right towards your neck?
Well, I got my spear out, so probably parrying it.
As this thin blade goes straight for your throat. Actually, wait, no. What's your defense? Sorry. I forgot. This is not like World of Darkness. My bad.
Defense would be stamina plus...
No, your dex plus melee divided by 2 plus any specialties you have.
So then 5.
Okay, so give me a second. God damn What is with me rolling all these ones?
Chim is, a player.
And the tail goes flying off into nowhere.
I'm a black hole of luck.
He rolled 5 ones! And that is the only reason he doesn't hit you. As this tail shoots out of the darkness of the crater, and you just narrowly get your spear in front of it and knock it to the side so it barely misses impaling you. You guys are all within close range. Or, one moment. You guys are all within short range. So this is like 5-6 feet away. Let's have an initiative roll, everybody. I'm getting everything set up. Give me just 1 second. This is going to be important. So, you guys are all going to want to...
The 3 tens.
I sorry.
What you guys all want to roll is wits plus awareness. Ones do not subtract from this roll. Alright, so Fabian, I need to get you in.
Don't forget, we have a combat tracker inside of Fantasy Grounds that we could.
That's what I opened up.
Okay.
Alright, so the way this works is different than most games. Fabian, your initiative is going to be 9. So the way you do that is he rolled 3 tens, and the tens each count as 2 successes. And then you re-roll them. I like to do that for my games. And then, so he rolled 6 successes, and then you add 3 to that roll. So your initiative will, no matter what, always be at least 3. Adamant, your initiative is going to be 5.
Seven and up is typically a success.
Yep. Varric, yours is going to be 6. Nevis, yours is 1, 2, 3, 4, 7.
Jusha, you need to re-roll that 10.
Yep.
Nope.
1, 2. So you have 5 for your initiative. Alright, so give me 1 moment. I need to roll his. You'll track that on your sheet adamant on your moat costs under your essence. There should be 2 things that you can keep track of it, and once we go into combat, you will start regaining essence. Zim, how do I add an enemy again? Create item. Gotcha, thank you. Alright, one moment, everyone. Alright, so now we move into combat. Fabian, as you have the high initiative.
You need to reveal them.
Oh. I tried to reveal everyone.
Yeah, we are revealed. There's no name on it, but I don't know if you mean for that be the case.
That's specific, yes. So Fabian, it will be your turn at the start of round 1. So initiative in this game works differently. Your initiative will rise and fall as combat goes on, and you use your initiative in order to attempt to do what are known as decisive attacks, which are basically an attack actually meant to wound and kill your opponent.
Well, as he is not that skilled in battle, he is going to spend the majority of his turn putting on his little defensive coat. I believe it was called a puff jacket or something like that.
Yep.
And he is going to walk over towards the hole and kind of peek over like, hello? Someone down there?
You can see coming out of the hole this like bladed tail-like appendage. The end of it is a very sharp bone-like blade.
Very lovely. I'll just stay here.
Yeah, it looks like Varric, you would know this. This tail is the exact length that would have been necessary in order to kill all those people back beforehand.
Take caution, everyone. I think this is the creature that killed all those folks.
You're not going to actually try and do anything then yet, sir?
Correct. Just putting on my arm.
Then we will go to Nevis, King of Conquerors.
Okay. Nevis, he will hold himself with a kind of a defensive stance, prepared to parry any attacks. However, you really don't seem very well cut out for this combat. Fighting you would not be very honorable. Come out and let us speak. But be warned, if you do try to fight, I will defend myself, and you will lose. And that is what he will do this time.
You don't know, Adamant. All you can see is this thing's tail. You can't see what it is or who it is. You have not been able to see that much. It is hidden in the darkness of the hole it fell into. But it was apparently heavy enough to leave a small impact crater when it hit the ground.
So Nevis, one of his major intimacies is honorable. And basically he has seen this creature try to sneak up on them and fall off, landing in a giant crater. And it attempted to stab at him, but it was somewhat easily deflected. He's not seeing much combat capability from this thing, so it would not be honorable for one such as him to fight it. But he's not going to be unwary about it, but he's just not going to outright start the fight.
You can hear a faint voice within the pit. It's soft, and it is filled with rage and hate. As you can hear soft panting inside of it as well, as though whoever's doing this is out of breath. You help, I kill you too. They die. They all die! Before the tail whips around and begins going for you again, Nevis.
Alright, so first he's got to do his attack, and then I have my parry?
So here's the way it works. I'm assuming since you didn't do anything but you took a defense, you basically took what was called a full defense action. So that will increase your parry by 2. So your parry goes from 5 to 7. So he has to get more than 7 successes in order to actually hit you. Let's see what he gets.
Isn't it melee plus dexterity plus the 2?
Yes. Divide by 2.
Oh, okay.
So apparently, his tail gets tangled up in your spear and gets tied into a knot. Chim, I'm blaming you for this. I have botched every single roll so far this game.
You know, you're the DM, and his luck, luck doesn't just apply to your rolls. It also applies to your enemies' stuff when you get lucky that they are botching.
You see, you hear a yelp, a very confused whimper before the tail pulls back into the pit. And you hear, grunting and whimpering. Varric, it is your move.
Okay. So for charms, the way they work is you can use one, and how exactly? I got a sensory acuity prana, for instance.
Yep.
Kind of wonder if I could look into the hole and see if any shape is visible in the darkness.
Yeah, you can activate charms whenever it is your turn, unless the charms say otherwise, or it's something like a defense charm or such.
Okie dokie. So I guess I'll do that, and it's an awareness roll.
Also for, sorry, real quick. Nevis, have you spent any essence at all?
Not yet.
Okay. Anyone who has spent essence, so Varric, you have, regain 5 essence before you spend any.
So how can I tell my total essence as well?
It's on your character sheet. Underneath your essence, there should be a thing saying peripheral essence.
Do you mean motes?
Yeah, your personal and peripheral essence.
And what is how do I calculate that? How many I have?
Timmy,
Are you solar or lunar?
everything refers to them as motes.
Yeah, they're motes.
Right. So how do I determine my maximum motes?
Your personal is 16, and your peripheral should be 41 for solar.
Gotcha. And I used the crafty observation method, so 5 off of peripheral.
Yep, but then you are going to regain 5 at the start of your turn.
Okay, cool. So I'm back to 41.
At every turn of combat, everyone, you regain 5 essence if you have spent essence at all. Or if you are not at your full mode, sorry. I'm you will gain 5 motes.
Okay.
Sorry, habit.
That's okay. So I guess I'll be using the sensory acuity prana and see if I can make any sort of shape out in the darkness as to what the heck this thing is.
Down below, you can see it now through the darkness. It looks like a small figure. It is clad in silvery blue armor from head to toe, shaped almost like a snarling feline-like creature. The metal armor almost moves like it is alive. It has no arms. Its feet ends in talons, it looks like, or at least that's how the armor is shaped to look. And the only part of it that is unarmored is its tail. It's small though, maybe about 3 feet tall at that, and not very like bulkier. It's like almost like the size of a small child. And currently, it looks like it's trying to use its feet to unwrap its tail.
Hold your fury, little one. We're just trying to figure out what's going on here. What else can I do with my turn?
You can attack. You can move.
You can actually do charisma for trying to negotiate them down.
Oh yeah, 2.
Actually,
That'll work.
should I have done that as well?
Yeah, you guys can make your rolls.
I didn't think about that. So charisma plus presence, maybe?
Yeah, charisma plus presence. And remind me again what exactly you're trying to do, Nevis. What you're saying. I know what you're saying, Eric.
Basically the same thing as Varric. Except more of a, it would not be honorable for me to fight you, so come out and let us discuss.
I'm basically chill the heck out.
Okay. So one of the things you guys can try and do as well is figure out his own intimacies, because the way you guys try to get through to him is through your guys' intimacies. Otherwise, he can kind of ignore it if you're not saying something that would resonate with him.
How do we go about that?
Let me find it for you guys.
So one of my major is consider all aspects of the situation before taking action. So trying to tell them, think about what you're doing before you do anything.
I'll let you make. You can use a charisma plus presence roll to try to discern some of the things that are most intimate and close to him.
It's kind of 9 and a 1.
Damn it, that was almost a 3.
Give me 1 second. Let me see this.
Do I roll again as well?
Yeah.
What are these ones? Stop it. Jim's stealing all the luck.
Varric, you're not sure, but Nevis, you can feel the rage coming off of him. You can absolutely feel it. He hates this place. He hates it with a fiery passion that's driving him. It's not quite, but it is close to almost all-consuming. It hasn't quite reached that level yet, though.
Alright, do I have any idea why?
That one you're not sure about, but you are able to get the sense of he wants to murder everything in this town.
Okay, I can work with that.
As one of his intimacies, you can tell he wants to murder this entire town.
Do I need to wait for my turn for more on that?
Yes.
Okay. Can I at least pass to everybody else? Is talking a free action in the party?
I will allow you to. That's a free action.
Pull back, everyone. This one is, I do not believe he is much of a threat.
Varric, you're not able to get a good sense of like what is driving this thing other than rage. You can clearly tell that.
Kind of tell everyone that he's not that large, so don't think he's much of a threat.
You can describe him to everybody.
Yeah, we'll do that. And I think that's all I'll do for my turn.
Okay. Adamant, your turn. So I will allow everyone to know his intimacy. I will allow Nevis to at least kind of say that to everybody.
Okay.
This is why intimacies are important.
If he had managed to land that first hit, I would actually be, fighting him. But as of right now, Nevis is just like, this kid can't do anything.
Okay. You can use two supplemental charms together as long as you just pay the cost. You would always be using your charisma plus presence. It's the matter of how are you trying to get them to stand down? How are you trying to convince them to do so?
In this game, you do not just roll for your abilities, typically. It is, what are you doing? You have to role play it out, and then your roll... and then you can get a bonus to your roll, I believe, even with social, can't you? Do stunts apply to social?
Yeah.
You can set social. Give me a good, big grand speech, and yeah, I ain't giving you bonus dice. Yeet!
So Chim came over with a straw, tried to suck up my luck, and I threw a water bottle at him, and then he came back at me, and I started stabbing at him with some chopsticks I've got at my desk.
Just right for Exalted.
Get out of here!
as you yell out, "It's over, Lunarkin! We have the high ground! Don't try it!" You can hear a snarl of rage inside the pits. So you would re-roll dice that do not come up, that come up 6 or lower then, if it says fails.
So 4 dice.
Yep.
And you re-roll the 1 and 1 extra.
You hear a roar from the pit as you yell this out. Kill them! Kill them! Kill them all! I'll kill you too!
Starting to think subduing might be our only option here.
Well, it's my turn. And I'll walk up and say, "Let us help you. We can take you away from this place. You will never have to see this place again." And I'll use listener swaying argument and harmonious presence meditation.
Usually not. Once you use your charms in action like that, usually that will end the turn. What are you trying to do then? What is the charms that you are using allow you to do?
The first one automatically gives me a success and any non-charm bonus die.
Okay.
For every 2 points the target's resolved is boosted by any means. And the other one gives me 3 bonus dice to all forms of social influence, except for stealth. And the cost of all charms is reduced by 1 mote.
And what exactly are you trying to say to him?
That we can take him away from this place. We do not. You do not need to see this place ever again. We can help you.
You can hear him snarl at that. Angry. These people die. They die! They die! They took him! They took him! And you can see the tail flash out of the pit, waving threateningly. They took him! And Fabian.
I am going to bring out my flute and start to play a soft, light song to try to calm his emotion. Or at the very least distract him.
Okay. I will let you make a performance plus charisma roll. Any charms or anything to use here?
Nope, just playing the music. My charm is my luck.
I think your charm has been going very well so far for you. Oh,
Jesus Christ!
Wow. How does this happen?
as you begin to perform a sonnet so beautiful, you attract the attentions of the gods themselves somehow.
I always play my best with this flute. It's very important to me.
Yeah, the music is really, 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 really good. Ethereal record scratch up in heaven. Who dat? As Nevis, as this beautiful, beautiful, like heartbreakingly beautiful music begins to play, it is your turn.
Does he seem to be angry still, or does he seem to be calming down?
He's listening to it, but he's still filled with rage. But it's slightly calmer. The tail is not lashing nearly as hard as it was before.
Nevis will... I may live to regret this, but this is Nevis's character. He will turn his spear upside down, driving it point first into the ground, moving towards the hole in a very non-threatening manner. Little one, you clearly have been hurt by these people. I lead a glorious army, and if there has been wrong done, I swear I will assist you in righting it. But I cannot do so as long as you are filled with this rage, as long as you refuse these helping hands. And I will go into the hole slowly, and holding out a hand offering help.
What do you look like specifically?
He is glorious in his armor, just like I said, gold plated or gold inlaid. He just looks radiant would be the best way to describe it. Mostly because of, you know, his butler. Otherwise he'd just be in a t-shirt and shorts. But, you know, he definitely looks combat capable, relatively thin, agile, and just in his armor. He will take off his helmet. And, of course, he is in his Martin form. And, yeah.
So you have 2 intimacies there, working towards it, and that. Okay, yeah. I will let you make your roll. Please add 3 dice, and add. You can't have it. You're filled with willpower right now, so you can't have that. Yes, this actually does allow you to break the cap, and also gain a free dot of temporary willpower.
What does that mean?
The box.
Okay.
You get a free extra dot of willpower for that glorious speech.
So what do I use willpower for?
You can spend willpower to get a free automatic success on something, to re-roll a roll, or to resist social influence, like this.
So this would be charisma
plus presence. Add 2 dice, and you get a free success because of your stunt.
Cool. So that would be a total of 10 for dice rolls. I think I'm going to re-roll that with willpower. Jim!
Okay.
I need luck! Please!
I guess so.
Huh, huh, huh.
How much are you rerolling?
All of that.
Oh.
Chip has failed me horribly!
Jim, you just absorbed his luck by touching it. The music that started playing.
Ethereal influence, please! Another reroll!
I would, but players can't influence their own games.
I did good on that! But Dice did not think so.
I couldn't give you my luck because my performance was still going on, and that's why it didn't work.
Please, chat. I need an influence.
I'm waiting to see if anyone does it.
I don't know if anyone's there.
We had 17 viewers right now. 14 viewers right now. Someone want to save him?
What do we got to do here?
Players can't influence their own game.
Damn it!
Hold on. I think Odd Socks is around.
Trying to beg Odd Socks to come.
It's not.
Well, Odd Socks responded. I don't know if he's actually coming to do it. I mean, I did take off my helmet. And I am moving closer.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna give Odd Socks a minute to see what happens.
Sounds like a tactical error.
He came!
He came to my rescue!
Oh, God.
I could roll the reroll for you.
I want to see what he gives you. I want to see what he's going to do.
None shall see me. Though my battle cry may give me
Zim's free reroll. Yes, Jim?
Oh, this wasn't for stream.
None shall see me. Though my battle cry may give me away.
Here it goes. I guess one success out of that?
There were 2 minor influence.
Turlix, I'm denying that one.
What was that one?
He wanted to turn everyone blue.
No. With the combination of your speech plus the background music, that lowers the difficulty.
Well, I guess this is waiting on you. Can I go back to that first roll?
Nope. As you see his tail thrash from side to side. It affected things, Adamant. Everything kind of adds up with each other as it goes on. You can see him, he's not really calming down, but as he looks at you, he looks very surprised, as you can now see him just as Varric had described. The armored creature cocking its head, kind of hunched over a little bit to balance itself with its tail. And it has no arms at all. As it just kind of cocks its head as it looks at you as though it's like not sure what it's seeing. Like, you're not a person, you're not human.
Right, Boo?
Just come with us. Explain what happened. And I will make sure that the wrong is made right.
His turn. As you see his tail start to thrash again, as he looks at you and stares at you. These people need die. Kill them! I'll let you respond right now.
First, we need to leave this place. But not far. Then we will discover what happened, and I will make sure it's fixed. I have absolutely no threatening. I've put down my defenses. It might get me killed, but, you know, honor is honor. I kind of took my honor intimacy as my negative one because of situations like this.
As you see his tail slowly curl up as he watches you, you help before he bounds out of the pit. And now everyone can see him land on the ground just in front of it. Though his tail is now curled up against his backside, against his back, it's not really threatening anymore. Though you could probably take a guess that it could probably lash out and attack it in a second's notice.
So is combat over?
I will allow combat to end if no one wants to attack him.
Sounds good.
He is no longer threatening. He still looks like he's filled with rage, but he's not attacking any one of you, though anytime he sees a villager, you can see his tail twitch and start to unravel.
Nevis will throw in, in a playful manner, throw an arm around him, and holding his spear, like his left arm around the shoulders of the kid, and kind of a protective stance sort of thing. And his spear is at the ready against the villagers, if anyone tries to attack.
You can see him flinch when you touch him. Like, he looks... You can actually see the helmet move, looking very, very uncomfortable. And you do get the sense that there was a split second where his tail was getting ready to attack before he held it up to keep from stabbing you with it. Yeah, no. The villagers are starting to come over, but they are looking at this thing terrified as they try to move around him very carefully to get to the people who are arriving now to help the medics and such to put out the fires and everything.
Could I supplement my performance with charm even though I'm already in the middle of it?
Yes.
I will use respect, command, and attitude. This makes it where unless someone spends a willpower, they're unable to stop paying attention to my performance, and to stop or attack me, they have to make rolls for it. And this is just to keep this guy's attention so he It isn't distracted by the villagers.
Once you start doing that, his attention starts to shift from the villagers back to you and listening to the holy fuck, that is a glorious performance.
I will lead him out of the town. For the record, I still have my helmet off. Tanya's got something to say, I believe. Yes? No?
Adamant heads over to him. I'm in my Lagamo form, she said, or she said to me. You're not the only person with a lot of rage in your heart. We can help you control it. Harness it, turn it into a potent tool instead of unguided destruction. That's not enough of a distraction to break your performance, correct? I believe.
Yes. They must spend 1 willpower to leave the performance. If they wish to interrupt or attack me, they must pay 2.
Yep. He kind of looks over at Adamant and just growls a little bit. They die. They will die. Every one of them. Before kind of shifting his attention back to Fabian's performance.
So, leading him outside the town to the army, which I assume would have a small base camp set up already.
Yes.
I will take him to, I would presume my command tent is among the first to be set up.
Oh, yes.
And I will lead him to that. Did you ever give me a name for my dragon blood?
Ferris.
Alferis? Ferris. Right?
Yes.
Ferris, bring us some tea and some of those sandwiches you make, please.
As you walk in, you see him sitting down with another figure already. The figure is unlike any that you have seen before. Its features are very owlish. Literally owlish. He is wearing a kimono of purest silver silk. And it almost seems to gleam like moonlight. And both his hands and feet are taloned like a bird. And he is currently sipping at tea with his through his beak. You may make Adamant and Nevis may both make occult plus intelligence rolls. Nevis and Adamant. Adamant and Nevis, both of you will recognize this creature when you see it. This is a loon. This is one of Luna's personal attendants. This is one of basically the gods that directly serve under her. And he is currently drinking tea with this dragon blood.
Ferris, I assume you are the guest for the tattoos, yes?
The figure shakes his head as the small armored figure beside you You guys went. You guys are in a small little makeshift camp that Nevis's army built outside of the village. Basically, a field camp to start taking care of things and helping out. The small figure beside you, Nevis, immediately dashes forward and practically throws himself against this figure, who gently wraps his arms around him and hugs him.
Oh,
Okay. I thought you described him as being a lunar.
I just described what he looked like.
Well, I mean with our occult. I must have missed what you said.
No, he is what is called a loon. He is one of Luna's personal attendants, one of her personal gods.
Oh, one of those.
This is a god. And this is a god directly under your god.
Nevis will give a small bow. One that is more of he would view himself as equals to this one.
Yes.
So, a respectful bow amongst equals.
And he does return that. He seems to kind of regard it in the same way. As Adamant heads off to go try and talk to whoever was or whoever is the most authoritative among those who are currently in the camp getting treated. So we'll get to that in a minute, Adamant. Continuing, he looks at you, Nevis, and nods his head. Sir Chosen, the Moon Mother smiles upon you. I am glad that you found my little one.
He was definitely not easy to talk down, but I think this little one's got some potential. Some proper training, perhaps some discussions. I believe that he will be a very formidable foe. Or ally, if he so chooses.
He just holds the boy, kind of smiling a little bit. I had been called away to attend to some duties up in Yushan, which is... Everyone would kind of know that a little bit. That's where the gods reside, usually, when they aren't doing their work in the mortal world, or in their homes in the mortal world, their sanctums, as they call it. And it seems he caused a little fair bit of trouble while I was gone.
Not too terrible. We'll get it sorted out in no time.
He nods his head slightly to all of you, though. Still, I appreciate it that none of you attempted to harm him. I will remember that in the future.
I mean, Nevis is a good guy. He's got his reasons. So, anyways, we're back in camp. Did Ferris bring the sandwiches and such?
Yes, he would have gotten the sandwiches and tea made for everybody.
Excellent. So, did the loon depart right away, or?
No, he's still there.
Okay. You said that he needed to depart.
No. He had to depart earlier. And while he was gone, it seemed this one started running around causing havoc while he was not here.
Nevis will go and take a seat. Reaching out for one of the cups of tea after taking off his gauntlets, and accepting a few of the sandwiches.
They are absolutely delicious and perfect.
Excellent quality as always, Ferris.
He nods. Only my finest for you, sir.
Little one, what is your name?
At that, you can see the metal actually kind of flow. The face piece that he wears kind of flow into a frown as he kind of looks away, kicking his legs and looking distinctly uncomfortable.
Nevis will turn to the loon with a slightly questioning look on his face.
As the loon just kind of pets his back a little bit and says to you, he does not have one.
That is fine. Many need to go and find their names. I am certain that once you do, it will be a glorious one, worthy of tales among all the world. I am Nevis. I lead this army. Now, would you do me the courtesy of explaining what happened?
At that, his tail suddenly starts to lash a little bit as he lets out a growl. And seems to move over to Adamant. Adamant, you are walking among these people. Most of them seem to be peasants and such. Very few look to have been in any way, shape, or form in charge. One of the men is slightly nicer looking than the others. And when you're able to find him and ask your question, he explains that they had just been minding their own business when that thing attacked them and started slaughtering them. And one of the attacks accidentally set fire to some of the homes. But as far as he explains to you, they hadn't done anything. That this thing just came running out of nowhere from the forest and started attacking people.
I gave you my oath, little one, and I will keep it. But I'm afraid that I need information in order to do so. But it is alright. Why don't you have some tea and some of these sandwiches? I assure you that Ferris makes only the best. Do enjoy.
Let me do Adamant first, real quick. The man just spits on the ground. There's the freak. It's still alive, and that's what attacked us. It's an abomination of the wild. Yeah, but you don't say that to the one that's looking at you right now. We threw it out. We tried to kill it. The thing just wouldn't die, though. No matter what we try to do, put that thing down, it just refused to die. It's a monster. We were defending our home and protecting our families. You're a freak is what you are.
Yeah, it's a good thing Nevis isn't there. This guy's head would be rolling across the ground.
Pretty bold.
And I'm helping with the bodies, making sure none of them come back as hungry ghosts.
He just snorts at Adamant before turning and walking away. And to Nevis, the kid just kind of looks down as his faceplate actually does open now. The metal actually ripples and pulls back, and you can actually see the face of a child. A boy, maybe like 7 or 8 years old. And his tail comes out, cuts up the sandwich very quickly, and then starts to pierce the sandwich bits, and that's how he eats. Is one little bit at a time using his tail. He says, or as he finishes the first sandwich, they try and hurt me. They took away the person that cared for me. And they took him away, and I'm going to get them. I'm going to make them hurt from hurting me.
Nevis will lean forward, his eyes looking at the boy piercingly. Do you swear that this is the truth?
He nods very slowly.
I will enact my blood kiss.
As far as he is aware, yes, this is the truth.
Okay.
They try to hurt him, and he is taking vengeance on that. And apparently, they took someone away from him.
Do you know
Which is
where
what
this...
led to this.
Sorry.
Good.
Do you know where this one is that they have taken?
They told me he died. That he deserved it.
I see. Rest, eat. We will deal with them shortly.
He's going to nod before going back to feasting upon the sandwiches. And you can see Ferris is absolutely doting on him.
This is acceptable.
Oh, darling. Armor, silver and white, so passe. But I think I can come up with something that will go perfectly with it. As you can see him get out from his own outfit a small notebook and start jotting down notes.
Well, apparently the boy's already getting an outfit. Nevis is... No, sorry.
And this is about the time Adamant soon arrives back.
Nevis will motion Adamant to go outside. I assume you were speaking with the villagers. What did they have to say?
I just spoke with one of the elders. Looks like they struck first. Damn bigots can't even see beyond the fern scale, is what she tells you.
Nevis will nod, bring up his spear. Soldiers! This town has done a great wrong against a innocent boy. It is time we show them the folly of their ways, I believe.
All of your soldiers are looking at you excitedly.
Do not kill, only capture. We will root out the ones that have caused this, and they will be executed.
Notice the village is already on fire. People have already died, is what she says to you.
Not from my soldiers, so. And I assume most of the fire is being put out and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. We will go in after the fires are put out. And I will have them all using my blood gifts to ensure that only those that actually did anything to the boy will be put to death.
Just practice proportional justice is all I ask. Oh, and good work on the peace offering. Not many would leave their neck hanging out that close to a whip.
I am Nevis, king of conquerors. I have no reason to fear when my cause is just.
What is Eric and the others doing right now when this is going on? As you guys can see, Nevis sending out his army to start rounding up these people.
I'm helping with the dead, making sure none of them come back as hungry spirits.
Is anyone injured but not dead?
There are some injured, yes.
I'll help heal the injured.
We're very thankful for your help.
I'm personally just hoping that not all of them are at fault. Because, you know, I
would advise you
that's-
to definitely winnow out those who were actually responsible versus just innocent folks. in the town.
I have an a charm, Blood Geas, something or other. Basically, if somebody swears something to me, I can sanctify it, and I will immediately know if they break it.
I might observe this process.
I have something similar, but instead of it being said to me, it's any oath, and if they break the oath in general, then a curse falls upon them.
For me, I'm just aware that that's the case, and that they have broken it. So, you know, using it to ensure it's basically a guaranteed lie detector. And if they break it, I first off gain their form, so I can turn into them anytime I want. And yeah, I am aware.
I'm going to do a little bit of a time skip here. It's going to take a little bit of time to go through everybody and such. So it's going to take about a week of work, getting the village set up again and going through each and every person to find out who was implicit and who was not. It seemed just about all of the villagers helped, at least in some way, towards him. He was the freak. He was the monster. Anytime he tried to come into town to steal something, steal food, steal something he needed, he was usually harassed or attacked. They saw him as a monster, as a threat to their town. And they responded by trying to force him away or to try to kill him.
Well,
So I don't want to interrupt the flow, but I do have a character creation question, and I should be able to flesh things out here pretty quickly.
What's up?
Essence. Is that how is it gained?
As you gain experience, you will get essence for free. Your essence dot will go up as you get more experience.
As you spend a certain amount
Okay.
of experience.
Okay, that was the one thing I was getting curious on when I was looking at charms was how the essence ends up coming into play. But if it's just through experience, that is a good thing for me to know. And I will push forward and be done hopefully
And we
somewhat
start at 2.
soon.
2 essence.
Oh.
Yeah. You do start at 2 essence. You got a couple of extra bonuses. What exalted are you thinking of going?
So, I have been thinking of going with the one of the going as a lunar,
Cool.
who is going to express as a probably more of a wisdom-based spirit animal. So I'm kind of going through there, taking a look at stuff. I do plan on having a familiar to roll with me as well, and that will probably be more of my defensive feature is having that familiar with me, and that's what I was kind of looking at was the animal ken charts. The only thing is I don't see animal ken as like a ability on the character sheet, so I didn't know if that's a different like in one of the other books or not.
With lunars, all of their stuff is based on their attributes. Those are just kind of like categories of things. It's not so much something that you select so much. Like animal kin, it's just kind of like a category for things to do with animal kin, but it is all all of that is tied into wits. Animal kin, those are all charms. You get 20 charms that you pick out. I would recommend checking out the universal charms as well. They'll allow you to have a hybrid form, anthro. The solars in the party are all human, I believe. I don't think any of them took mutations. Yep. And we actually are now, 3 and 3. 3 solars, 3 lunars.
Hey, so we're evened out.
Yeah. So during all of that, I will... Oh, Timmy stepped away. Timmy! I think he's hungry. But the DM can't step away.
Speaking of food, I gotta idle for a little bit, in a couple minutes to get some food myself.
Alright.
I was just gonna fill up the food real quick. Okay, sorry about that. What's up?
So during the oaths and such, I will be attempting to find out where this person that the boy, if he actually is dead.
During it, yes, you are able to find out. It seems that he was beaten to death by a group of men for being a monster lover. And they blamed him as being the cause of this creature being in the forest around them. For taking care of him.
Super.
So all of them have attacked the boy at some point. All of them are horrible people. I, as a player, am appalled at what Nevis is about to do. But Nevis would not see any reason to leave any of them alive. We all would be. Yes.
Yeah, everyone would probably be there.
I mean, hard for me to find any issue with that, even given my intimacies.
Yeah, I could see you getting point of limit adamant.
Can people not change their ways? Must we kill them all?
I made an oath, and I will hold it.
Do you have the townsfolk gathered up to talk to?
Yes.
Many of them would see like they didn't do anything wrong. They were protecting their homes and families.
Also, did you not just say that they will be punished, not murdered? Could we not punish them other ways?
Nevis will turn to the boy. I can bind them all to an oath to be more accepting. But the decision is yours as the one that was wronged.
Smooth.
Does anyone else say anything to him?
Nope.
I said my piece. I'm preparing the funeral bagpipes.
I believe Adamant's got a question there.
Yeah, the people said that they didn't think they did anything wrong. They were trying to protect their homes and such.
Perhaps the best way to punish them would be to send them away from their homes.
Timmy has stepped away again. We need to get him a wireless headset. With an actual microphone.
I was trying to be nice. I'm sorry. Coming back.
But money is an issue.
What's up?
Nestle's character, Varric?
Yep.
Has suggested sending them away from their homes.
Where would they go to?
Doesn't matter to us. A trial, basically. Make them...
Wondering if exile might not be a better idea than having to just kill them all. They wanted to protect their town, and they did it through evil means, so...
I would see this as an acceptable, course.
Adamant says something.
My judgment is those who beat the man to death be sentenced to death themselves. Those who strike out the boy should only be flogged. All in the village should be left within just enough food to survive the next season. With their homes left unmended, they can spend the cold, hungry nights thinking about the cold and hunger that afflicts all those that left fending for themselves in the forest.
Nevis, so we've gathered, I would assume that we've gathered a little bit more info about the boy and what he went through. If you'd
Probably,
like to
yeah. He was thrown out from the day he was born. He was born without any arms, and he was born with wild mutations due to the proximity to the wild. He was born with his bladed tail, and with very, very tough skin. Skin that was so strong that even like blades could not penetrate it.
I'll be right back grabbing some food.
And apparently a blessing of an animal saved him and took him in and took care of him before the old man who died, who was killed, basically took care of him from there over the last few years, helping him where he could and basically keeping him from being a feral beast. And it seems recently he exalted. And after he exalted, he came into his power, learned how to use it, and then started striking back against the villagers who came into the forest and killing them if he caught them. And then when he learned about the person who cared for him most, the old man, as he called him, when he learned from a hunter who came into the forest that they had killed him, he went into an absolute rage and proceeded to start attacking the entire village to kill everyone there for revenge.
I am fond of this suggestion to exile them and force them to attempt to survive the same way they forced him. A sort of poetic justice. I agree that those that beat the old man to death will be executed. However, the others, if that is acceptable to you, little one, will be exiled and their homes destroyed. He'll turn to the boy.
I'm debating on his intimacies here, if this counts or not.
Nevis will kneel down next to the boy. I understand that they have done a lot towards you. However, perhaps death would be a little too quick for them. At least at my hands.
And I'll come over and put my hand on his shoulder and give him the intimacy that I took at the beginning of this.
Oh! Oh, 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 oh. When you do that, he just kind of, his legs shake before he just falls to his knees. And no tears come out because his faceplate is over his head, is over his face and hiding it. But you can hear him start to sob and cry.
And I'll back up and let everybody else.
That's a cruel little trick you've got there.
I'm a Zenith.
As he just kind of sobs. I just want it to stop. One of the abilities that Zenith Exalted can do is they can take the memories and intimacies from those who have died and pull it into themselves. And they can then use that and put it into somebody else. And force them to feel it and see it and witness it. And that's what he did. He took the intimacy that he took from the dead man about him and his dying family, how much he loved and cared for them, and he forced it into the boy, so he had to feel that. Those feelings as though they were his own, the people that he killed.
And he gets to the decision whether to exile everybody or kill them or...
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're making this hard now. Oh, because I'm trying to go through like his feelings and intimacies now that you just did that to him.
Nevis will place a hand on the boy's shoulders. You have a new place now amongst us, if you wish it. As for these, we will deal with them if you wish. I made my oath, and I will keep it.
Oof, only because of what you did right there. He is going to just bow his head, still crying, and just mutter, "Let them go."
It's a mature decision from you.
You hear that, you insufferable louts? That is the only reason he did that.
Nevis will order his troops to release most of the villagers. The ones that beat the man to death, he will quietly, with outside of, earshot and such of the boy, he will have them executed.
Well played, by the way. I was
Thank
listening.
you.
Very well played.
Mm-hmm. And as all this is going on, a hush suddenly falls over the crowd. Like a literal hush. Fabian, your alarm bells immediately start going off.
What?
Your alarm bells immediately start going off because you yourself would recognize this immediately, as would Nevis. The wild is at the move. As you can see, literally strutting, not walking, strutting through the crowd of people. As Adamant gives their speech, he just showed more mercy than any of you ever did. That monster chose love and forgiveness. Think about that next time a mutant child crosses your doorstep. As she says that, you see a figure just strutting through the crowd. Easily 7 or 8 feet tall. His skin powder white. He is clad in very fine clothing that look almost ancient and yet brand new. Oh, darling, I love it! The passion, the surprise, the mystery of what would happen. It was absolutely perfect!
The Rakasha.
This is intelligence plus occult.
This is a Rakshasa. This is one of the fair folk.
For our viewers, would you like to explain fair folk?
So, everyone, remember when I told you that there were predators that lurked in the wild? That's the fair folk. The fair folk are beings that do not technically have a true physical form. They are, in their purest state, a mass of wild energy with 5 maws on it. But by their proximity to creation, they have learned of creation. They have learned of the stable unchangingness of creation, and that both terrifies and excites them. Because in the wild, there is nothing solid, there's nothing real. Everything can always change, everything can be whatever you want it to be. But in creation, that doesn't happen. And there's all these beings. Mortals. With their creativity, their imagination, their souls. They can do things the Rakshasa can't. They can create. They can make things, and that intoxicates them. The fair folk began to take on physical forms, like creation's denizens or creatures, but also unlike them. They might look like them, but they are not of creation. They don't understand it. No matter how might they act, it's all just that, an act, a pretend, a play for them. And to them, this is all a show. They define themselves on their opposition to each other, their glorious stories and legends that they tell. And the more enticing, the more exciting, the more unique and epic, the more glorious and powerful it is to them. And it attracts them. And so near the wild, apparently one has been watching.
To arms, soldiers! Get those villagers away!
As Nevis yells that out, the fair folk lets out a musical laugh, almost like broken glass. Oh, darling, please, please. No, no, no. This is not the time nor stage for such things. This is a drama. This is a glorious moment of absolution and hope. This is not a place fit for combat. No, 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 no. I will not see the perfection of this moment sullied. I have simply come to tell all of you what a glorious perfection you have put on. And I, Domino, one of the lords of the fair folk, have come to give you my regards. As he looks right at Fabian, and for your performance, darling, will you join my court and proceed to give a most glorious performance for us again? That was simply soul-renderingly beautiful. I must hear it again. I have never had such perfection grace my ears. Oh god, I love playing Domino. Oh, I miss him.
Well, maybe one day I will visit upon official business, and you can hear my music. For now, no.
Darling, you play hard to get, but hard to get you will be, and it will be worth every moment. Our legend will be legendary. Hamming up the stage. Darling, I am the stage. These acts, though, that you have put on have moved me, and I simply must respond in kind. My verbosity is perfect! Everything I do is perfect. It is not for me, though, and for you lesser mortals to be able to understand of my perfection. But it is okay. I can teach you that. Now, you, creature with the army, I propose a gloriously perfect battle to commemorate this oh so perfect show that you have put on. In 1 week, I shall lead my glorious army into battle against yours, and we shall have the most perfect duel for the fate of this town and for this region. Oh, can you imagine what legends will spawn from it?
You come bearing a challenge against Nevis, King of Conquerors. I shall accept.
Gloriously! Oh, what perfection! Truly, you are a man of true perfection.
Be gone!
Cutting it off.
True. I must make my most perfect exits.
Just don't attack him as he leaves. He can't attack us right now.
Adamant looks like they're about ready to explode, but yes, because Fabian is with you, he cannot attack you guys. Unless you attack him first. Anyone under your protection is under his sanctity. He will look at all of you, and before looking at Nevis, in 1 week my army shall march here. I hope that he shall give us a most perfect battle that shall be worthy of my legend. Until then, darlings, have your people call my people, and we will do lunch. As he stabs his fingers and literally crumbles into salt. Yeah, you get 1 point, Adamant.
Did you say that I had gained as well?
If he did something to set you off, yes. If he did something that went against you, yes, that would give you limits.
I think that
Against your specific limit trigger.
Yep.
Right. I think.
You are very faint. I think your mic's not in front of you.
You are correct, sir. One of my triggers is watching a good person forced to do something evil, but I'm not sure if I would consider what we have been doing, what Nev's had to do evil necessarily.
Probably not. Not if you agreed with him.
Okay, yeah, I was kind of agreeing with it. I mean, if he had killed everybody, I would have said yeah, but since we kind of backed off on that, I think it's good. Just checking.
Adamant, you are just absolutely raging. No rules here, not for this. He's having battle for just fun. This is war just to have war for fun.
You know, the only perfect battle is one that's not fought. I disagree.
Say that out loud. Eric, did you say that out loud?
He's already gone, right?
Did you say that out loud, though?
Yeah.
And suddenly, you see a figure appear behind you. A perfect battle unfought. What perfection is this? You must simply inform me of it. No.
Not fighting a battle is better than fighting one, in my opinion.
But without battle, how can we have the glorious triumph? The loser being cast down and seeking vengeance? Or the hero saving this lowly town? We can't have any of that without the battle! How can that be perfect then?
Nevis is gonna, while this is going on, Nevis is going to lean over towards Ferris and somewhat loudly speak up. Is it just me, or does his outfit look a little too much? Like he's trying too hard?
He kind of cocks his head. You're not wrong. And suddenly a second head grows out of Domino's shoulder as he looks over at you and him and goes, "What? This? No, darlings, this is the most perfect fashion. You just simply do not understand my perfection."
You know, normally Fae are the ones that try edge us on to attack, not the other way around.
I mean, we already accepted his challenge, now we're just egging him on.
Because
Adamant's got something there, sorry.
A battle of wits, a battle of words. Truly, these places do have fits for battles. But what use is swinging words at someone? Words are not going to be nearly as good of a blade as steel or crystal or perhaps... Ooh, I shall outfit all of my soldiers with armor and weapons of pure salt. Truly, such perfection shall make them unmatched on the battlefield.
I was just gonna mention, cause I'm an eclipse, he can't hit us unless we hit him, which the book mentions that the Fae can still try to egg us on to hit him to break that sanctity. I find it funny that it is the other way around here.
Yeah, that really is a very, way too over the top. He's just trying way too hard.
Darlings, I have not even tried to unleash my perfection upon you. That will come in a week. After all, I must savor this. I must gloriously wait as your fear and terror builds, the despair of being overrun by my armies, and then the hope as you triumphantly ride to the defense of this village. Oh, I can just imagine it now. It shall be so perfect. And he actually lets out a squeak.
You really believe that we're going to fear you? Levis, the king of conquerors, fears nothing.
It shall be my most gloriously honorable and perfect duty to show you what fear and loss is, king of conquerors. Oh, what gloriously perfection our battle shall be as I take you down and take you as my own. Interesting. As Adamant proceeds to say, abundant, abounding vernaculars, casting aspirations and impertinence as arrows, striking prompts and refutations as shields and armor. Creating a battlefield entirely dedicated to words. Ooh, such an interesting endeavor. But we cannot do that here. This place is far too limited. But in the wild, ooh, what a perfect battlefield that could be. To display not just my martial prowess, but also the perfection of my words. My perfection shall be doubled!
I'm
Couldn't it
done
be
with you.
more-
You're trying way too hard. I'm done. I'll see you in a week.
I suppose I have overstayed my welcome perfectly. Ta-ta, darlings! Until the battle where I rip out your souls and devour them. I hope you will look forward to that day. As he once again shatters into salt.
Frickin' drama queen.
Why did you accept his battle challenge?
I, as king of conquerors, will not deny any challenger. So next week, I think I'm going to strap Timmy to the couch.
Sorry, I got pulled away because we might have...
Might have what?
Yep, one of the breakers blew.
Oh.
Got it.
The fridge and such died, and I wasn't sure if it was a breaker or not.
Oh, apparently one of the breakers blew.
I'm sorry, that was important enough that I wanted to check.
Adamant says, he's too salty to be a good leader. Nevis, you're going to get good men killed with this decision. No, my darling, I have plans. He wants to bring fear to us. He will find fear here. Timmy is still away.
I think this could be a good end spot.
It's a
As long as no one says the P word.
The keyword?
The P word.
What is the P word?
Perfection, please.
Yeah,
What could possibly go wrong?
Did somebody say perfect?
oh god.
Oh, right, pumpernickel. Yes, that's the word.
At least it wasn't a solo one-on-one.
Per force.
All right, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening for the first episode of Tides of Madness Exalted. We will be back next week with more of this climactic endeavor. Do check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, all those things there on the website, as well as down in the description below. I will be back in approximately an hour. I'm going to take a small break before we get going with Red Flag Rejects Dungeons and Dragons. Do consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. We got links for our Or, I am streaming full-time now. I did this last night, too. I don't know why. I just kind of get going, and I just kind of start going and going and going. Anyways.
You got the pattern down.
Yeah. I am streaming full-time, and I cannot do so without your support, so consider becoming a patron, and I will be back in about an hour. Thank you all for joining, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Night, everybody.
Have a good night, folks.
See you all soon.
So I can send it in